This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome you all to the third day session of this MPP program, which is being organized by Anurag Group of Institutions, which is also known as Anurag University, and in association with Typhoon HIL and Co-ops in Systems India. So, in these last 2 days, we have learned about the introduction to Typhoon, working with Typhoon environment, working with Typhoon schematicator and SCADA. And also today we are going to demonstrate that how to develop our system models in Typhoon 3. Like we are going to demonstrate scientific one node as well as scientific three node system in Typhoon 3. And so I'll just hand over the session to Mr. Sajjad Ali. Sajjad is working as an application engineer for Typhoon India since last 6 months, and he had completed his master's from Jamia Millia Islamia. So, Sajjad, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Am
Okay,
I audible
so
to you?
yeah, you are audible. Your screen is visible. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind introduction. So today we are going to see how we can create IEEE 4-node system. So in this model, uh, like IEEE 4-node system, it can be of different types. Like IEEE 4-node system can be of step up or step down depending on the configuration of the transformer, and it can be balanced or unbalanced depending on the type of load. So whether the load is balanced, then it will be IEEE 4-node step up or step down balance system, or depending on the winding connection of the transformer, it can be whether we can select delta delta transformer, or we can select star star, or we can select delta star. You all know that. So depending on the configuration, depending on the system configuration, it can be of different types. So we'll discuss today IEEE 4-node system, which is delta delta transformer will take, and the winding connection will be delta delta, and will take for the balanced load. So we'll start the demonstration of the model. So first we'll go to the schematic editor. So the major component will be in the IEEE 4-node system. As I have discussed you, it can be of like different types, like balanced or unbalanced depending on the load, and it can be of step up, step down, and it depends on the winding connection of the transformer, and whether the number of the it depend on the number of the nodes. So here we are taking the 4 nodes. So as the name suggests, we are going to demonstrate IEEE 4-node system. So here we'll create 4 nodes. So we'll see how we can create the node in this schematic editor Typhoon HIL, and how we can use different types of system like library component. So the major component will be transmission line, because it's an 4-node system. So we'll obviously it will we have being transmission line, then transformer, then it will. So for the component library component, most of the components have discussed by Sridhar sir. So now today we'll give you a brief idea regarding the components which will be used in this model. So in this model, the transformer will be used. Basically, the source, starting the source will be used. So in the source, we can see that we have different types of source: battery, current control source, and current control voltage source. Then current source, external control source. So this external current source and external, let me drag someone, external current. So this is the externally controlled current source and externally controlled voltage source. So it can be controlled externally through input output pin using this analog input pin. So we can control our model, we can supply the source from external. So this Typhoon HIL is not designed only for the simulation, it is designed for real-time simulation. So we can real-time as well as hardware and loop simulation, we can perform every type of simulation here. So according to that, the sources is given so that you can connect and you can control your source. Now after that, we'll talk about the transformer. So here the transformer is given is ideal transformer, single phase four winding transformer, and the multi winding transformer. The transformer which is present in other software is available in this software. It is similar, so we'll not go to the detail. So here in the transmission line, we have two types of transmission line. First one is Virgin model transmission line, then second one is five-section transmission line. So we'll tell you regarding the what is the difference between these two transmission lines and which one we'll use today. So basically, Virgin model transmission line, we can see in Virgin model we have two types of transmission line: single phase Virgin model transmission line, then three phase Virgin model transmission line. Basically, Virgin model is an ideal transmission line which is lossless, which represents distributed inductance and capacitance. So generally, this model is chosen over overhead line when we can say that when the length is sufficient enough to allow the propagation of wave to travel the entire length of the line. Means if you are simulating like if your simulation time step is 50 milliseconds, then transmission line should be roughly over 15 kilometer in the length. So advantage of using this transmission line is that you can simulate real time, like you can simulate real world propagation here. Let me drag one transmission line here, and then I'll show you. So so let me open. So here you can see that here it is having option for providing the execution date. So here we can see that we can simulate real world propagation delay here. So along with the other parameters, we have the option to provide the execution rate. So if we talk about the other transmission line, five-section transmission line, so in that we have RL section transmission line, that is overhead transmission line, and underground transmission line. So we'll use in today's model is transmission line, that is overhead transmission line. So in this transmission line, we have to provide detail, like we have to provide the number of phases and length and frequencies and other GMD, GMR, and everything. So we'll use this transmission line in the model today. So now we'll start the modeling. So we'll go to the four node system. So first we'll drag the source. So in the source, we'll tag grid. For the grid, we'll take here three-phase voltage source. So now we'll take ground here. We'll connect neutral to ground. Now we'll take one overhead line. Now we'll connect this overhead line. So we have connected the overhead line. So we'll change the name transmission line to overhead line in between node 1, 2. Now we'll create the node 1 here. So here we'll create node 1. So for that, we'll require some measurement block. So we'll go to the measurement. So we'll drag current measurement and we'll drop on the wire. Similarly, we'll drag the current measurement and we'll drop on the wire. So it will automatically connect. Sometimes it will not connect, so you have to delete the wire and you have to connect it again. Now we have connected the current measurement. Now we'll change the name. This is I1 and this is I2 and this is. Now we'll connect the voltage measurement.
Sir, I read your syllabus.
Hello. Yep. Someone is having query. Hello. Hello. Is there any query? Okay. So now we'll drag the voltage measurement and we'll connect it. So we'll rotate this using Control R. Either we can use Control R or we can select this and we can use this rotate schematic item 90° in clockwise direction. Now we'll connect to each phase. Now we'll drag to passive component. So we'll go to the passive component and we'll drag this step. We'll rotate it using Control R, then we'll connect this shunt resistance. So we'll connect in parallel with the voltmeter. Similarly, we'll copy this resistance. So first we'll change the name here. The resistance will be R shunt. We'll save it. Now we'll copy this and we'll paste here. Now we'll enable the signal processing part of the current and voltage measurement so that we can send the signal of this current and voltage. So what we'll do, we'll go to the current measurement and we'll enable the signal processing. For that, we'll have to make the signal output true and we have to provide the execution rate. So we'll provide execution rate as CS. So similarly, we'll do for all other signals. So now we have done for the phase measurement. Now we'll connect go to block. so that we can send our signal using this goto flow. So we'll type goto. So this is signal goto. We'll drag goto block and we'll connect it. So we'll connect this goto block. We'll change the name. Now we'll change the tag name. Here it will be I1 and the scope will be local. Here we have the three options. In the scope we have local, global and mask system. So if we provide this local, it will set the for the local values. Like if we create the mask and then it will go for that particular mask. If we set this value to global, then this signal will be set for entire system. Like it will go to the root of the system and as well as it will go for the mask system. So here we want that after creating this node, we'll make the node as a subsystem. So we want that this signal will be in this particular subsystem. So that's why we are selecting here scope as a local. So now we'll click OK. Now similarly we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. Now we'll change the tag. This will be I2 and the name will be now we'll connect it and similarly we'll paste one signal go to for I3. So we have done for the current measurement. Now similarly we'll do for the voltage measurement. This is PA. So now we'll change this PA1 to PA. Similarly this is PB. And we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. Now this will be PB. Now similarly we'll paste here. So this will be VC. Now we'll change the name and this will be VC. So we have done for the phase measurement. Now we'll connect the line measurement so that we can have different types of signals at the SCADA panel. Okay, now we'll drag the voltage measurement for line to line measurement. So for that, either we can copy this component and we can change, or we can drag the voltage measurement from here. So we can go to the measurement and we can drag voltage measurement. Now we'll connect this voltage measurement. First we'll rotate it using Control R, then we'll connect it. Now we'll change the name. This is P1. We'll enable the signal processing part, and similarly we'll make signal output true, and we'll provide execution rate here. Now we'll copy this and we'll paste here. Now similarly we'll connect. Now we have taken the line measurement. Now we'll connect the signal go to block. So we'll copy this signal go to block and we'll paste it here. Now we'll change the name. This is P1. So this will be for V1. So we'll copy this and we'll paste it. So we can copy using Control C, or we can just right click and go to the copy. So done for the line measurement. Now we'll connect one more voltage measurement for V1 reference so that we can get the reference voltage. So we'll copy this block, we'll paste it here. We'll connect this. Now we'll take the ground. So for that we'll copy this ground. So you can copy either Control C, or you can right click, or you can use this copy widget, and you can similarly paste using this. Now we'll connect it. So now we'll change the name. This is V1 reference. Now we require one go-to block to send the signal. So we'll copy this go-to block, we'll paste. So we'll change the tag name. This is V1 reference. So we'll set this V1 reference to global so that it can go to the entire route of the system, because we do not want to take all the time as a reference signal. So we'll only set the reference signal to node 1. So we'll make this V1 reference to global. Now we'll change the name. Now we'll click OK. So we have almost created the node. Now we'll select this entire component and we'll click right click, and then we have the option create subsystem from selection. So now we'll create a subsystem from this selected selection. So now you can see that we have one root system, then we have one subsystem 1. So here you can see that we have root as well as we have subsystem. So now we'll go to the root and we can see that how it looks like. So you can see that so now we'll change the name subsystem 1 to node 1. Now we'll go to the node 1. Now we'll provide the different measurements. So first we'll calculate the RMS calculation, then we'll provide the phase calculation, then for power calculation we have to take some signal processing component. So for that, first make it a little bit. Now first we'll require signal from block. We'll type signal from, and then we require for calculating the RMS value we require RMS block. So this is RMS value, and then to capture the signal we require probe. So we'll drag probe here. Now we'll change. First we'll do the connection, then we'll change the tag and name. So this is from V1. So we'll change the name V1, and this is the name will be V1 from. Now the probe will be named as V1 RMS. So we'll be named as V1 RMS. Now we'll copy this component and we'll paste it below. Now similarly we'll do one more. So now we'll change the name here. This is for V2 and this will be V2 RMS, and similarly this is for V3. So we'll change the name according to that. This is for V3. So we'll change the name. So after clicking on this signal from block, so you can see that we have one matching tag. If we'll click on this node 1, it will automatically go to the signal from where it is coming. So now you can see that it is going to the signal from where it is coming. So like this. So we have done for the RMS calculation of the line voltage. Now we'll do for the current. So we'll just adjust the signal first. Now we'll merely do that for the current. So we'll change the tag name here. So this is for I1. So we'll select the signal current I1 and we change the name. So now we'll copy this and we'll paste below. Similarly, now we'll change the name as well as we'll change the tag. So this is for I3. So we have done for the RMS calculation. So we can do one thing. We can adjust this setting. Okay. Now we can use add command to schematic and we can type here RMS calculation. So we have done for RMS calculation. Now we require to measure the phase value. So we'll add the signal processing component for the phase calculation. So we'll drag first phase difference block. So we'll drag the phase difference block here. We'll change the name. Now we require the signal. So for that we'll use signal from block so that we can get the signal from the desired signal. So we'll use signal from. So we'll drag signal from block and we'll change the tag name here. So we want to measure the phase so that so here the signal will be V1 reference because we want to measure the phase. So we'll compare the signal from the reference signal. So we'll write the tag name V1 reference. Now we'll make it to global because V1 reference is set as a global. We'll change the name also. So the name will be V1 reference. Now we'll connect it. Now let me zoom it little bit so that you can easily observe the signal. Now we'll connect signal from block. So here the signal will be V1. We'll change the name V1 from. Before we can do that, we can copy all these signals and can use that. So now we can copy this and we can paste it here. Otherwise, we have to take all the time signal from block and we have to just connect that and we have to change the name. So it will save our time. So we'll delete this signal and we'll connect it here. Now we require probe to observe the signal. So we'll copy this probe and we'll paste it here. Now we'll change the name of this probe. This V1 phase. Now similarly, we'll copy the signal and we'll paste here. Now similarly, we'll paste below. Now we'll change the name. This is for V2 phase. And this is for V3 phase. Now similarly, we'll do for the phase calculation of the current. So for that, you can paste the signal here. So this is for I1 phase. So what we can do, we can copy this signal I1, I2, and I3, and we can paste it here. Now we'll copy this and then so now we have done for the phase calculation. So in this way, you can calculate the phase Now we'll similarly use the comment block here. This is for phase calculation. So now we have done for phase calculation. Now we require to the signal for power calculation. So we'll drag one power meter here from the library component. So we'll write power meter. So here we can see that in the signal processing power measurement, we have the power meter. So what we require the signal VA, VB, VC, then IA, IB, and IC. So we'll just copy this signal because this is the phase current. And we'll paste here. Now we'll connect it. Now similarly we require probe. Sorry, first we'll connect all this VA, VB, and VC. So we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. Now we'll change the tag name here. So this is VA, VB, and VC. So we'll change the name. Now you can see that we have the matching tag node 1 VA go to. Similarly, we'll copy this. This is VB and this will be VC. So after that, if you click on that signal from block, you can see that you have the matching tag here. Now we'll connect the signal. So we have connected all the signal. Now we require to connect the probe here. So we'll copy this probe and we'll paste it there. Now we'll change the name of the probe. So we have the at the output in the power meter we have P average, Q average, then P instantaneous, Q instantaneous, then other signals here. So now we require to measure only active power and decretive power, and we'll measure the apparent power and then power factor. So we'll change the name here. This is P for active power, so P average, and we'll copy this, we'll paste it below. This is Q for Q average. Similarly, we do not want to measure the P instantaneous and Q instantaneous. So what we'll do, we terminate signal. So we require termination block here. We hide the name. Now we'll copy this probe and we'll measure the apparent power and power factor. So we have done for the power measurement. So now we'll do the same. We'll add the comment and we'll write power calculation.
పవర్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఫస్ట్ వోల్ట్ మీటర్లు, తర్వాత యామీటర్లు, తర్వాత యావరేజ్ నుంచి ఆర్ఎంఎస్కి, తర్వాత లైన్ వోల్టేజ్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్లు, తర్వాత పవర్.
Hello. Anyone has any query? Hello. So we have done for the node 1. So in the node 1, we have connected the different signals for phase and line measurement, and we have calculated the RMS and phase calculation and this power calculation. So we have calculated all the signal processing components. Now we'll go to the root of the system. Now what we'll do, we'll just right click on this node 1 and we'll create mask. So for that, we'll go to the mask editor and we have to, if we have to provide the property, so we can provide the property. If not, we can define this. This is node 1, or we can only define node. So if we double click on that, you can see that it's not opening. It's like having the property only node. Now what you have to do, if you want to open this node 1, so you have to right click on that and you have to go to the go to the mask, and then you have to go to the look under the mask. So after going to the look under the mask, you can see the mask. So in this way you can create the mask. So we have created the node 1. Now if you want to remove this P1, P2 and P3, then what you have to do, you have to just go to the mask and look under the mask and then hide port name. Now you can see that port name is not visible now. So now we'll do for the next. So next what we have the overhead transmission line. So first we'll change the property of this overhead transmission line. So in that only we have to change the length of the line. Other parameter will remain same. So we'll change the length only. So here the length will be now other parameters will remain same. So we click OK. So now we require the node 2. Similarly, we'll copy this and we'll paste it here, because almost all the measurement component will be same in this node 2 as well, because we have taken all the signal as a local, so that it will go to the only that particular node. So now we'll go to the look under the mask, and what we have to change, we have to only delete this v1 reference, because we have set already v1 reference as a global, so that it will go to the entire root of the system. So that's why we'll delete only this v1 and we'll go to the root. Now you can see that we have the node 2. Now after that, as this is 4-node system, so we have created 2 nodes along with 1 overhead transmission line. Now we require a transformer. So now we'll drag the transformer. So here we'll take the transformer, 3-phase 2-winding transformer. Now we'll double click on that and we'll change the property. So we'll change the input parameters as SI and we'll change the value here. So this will be 6 MVA. And the frequency will be 60 Hz. And V1 will be and V2 will be, so similarly we'll change CAR1, L1 and other parameters.
Yeah, I have one doubt over here.
Yeah, you can have.
How you are giving the values means how you are calculating that values?
This is based on some reference paper. Getting, so this is actually based on the flow.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. So this is based on some
Like you are
reference
taking
values. So
IEEE 33 was system standard papers values.
we are just here modeling for IEEE 4-node system.
Okay.
Flow.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we have created 2 nodes. So now after that, we'll create 2 more nodes. So in that I have already discussed regarding that. Here we'll use the winding connection as delta delta. Because
Ma'am, all the values as per standard data. Like
Okay,
the
sir.
examples given in IEEE 33 bus system, 13 node system, and rest other examples, all the data are as per IEEE standards.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
so now we have done for the transformer. Now we'll create node 3. So for that, we'll copy only this node 2 because the node 3 will be similar to node 3 because all the calculation will be same as node 2. So now we'll connect this node 3 here. Now we require one more overhead transmission line. So we'll copy this overhead transmission line. We'll change the property. Now we'll change the length of the line, and other parameters will remain same. So here the length will be now we'll save the changes. Now similarly copy this node and we'll paste it here.
Yeah, sorry, sir. I have a small doubt here.
Yes, sir.
So you are changing only length of the line only, and it is depend on other parameter also, no?
Yeah, it
Like
will depend on
and
all the parameters.
so why we are not
It-
changing that values?
because all the data, all the values are as per the IEEE standard. So only we are changing here the length. If you want, you can do one thing. After the completion of this, you can use this model and you can change the system parameters. Like you can change the transformer connection, as well as you can change the overhead line parameters, and you can change the type of the load. So here we'll take the uh, balanced load. You can change unbalanced load. You can take unbalanced load as well. So you can change and you can see the behavior of the system.
Okay, whatever our requirement, we can change the values, right?
Yeah, you can change.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Now we'll take the load. So for load, we'll take RL load here. So for that, we'll go to the passive component. So we'll drag resistor and inductor. So we'll change R1, then this will be L1. Later we'll define this R1, L1 and all the load in the model initialization. This will be R2. So similarly, we'll provide the inductance and resistance as R1, R2, and R3, and L1, L2, and L3. And later this will be defined in the model initialization. So now we now will connect this load. Now we have done for the connection. Now we create subsystem from the selection. So under like this, we can choose create subsystem from selection. So now we have done for the load. So now we'll change the name. So we'll write the name RL load. So we have done for the plant part. Now we require to initialize this setting. So whatever will be the load and other execution, whatever we have provided the TS and execution rate and IS transmitter. So we have all these values will defined in the model initialization. So first we'll save this model. We'll save on the desktop. Now we'll go to the model initialization. So now we'll define all the value in the model initialization. So first we'll define the execution rate. So we have taken execution rate as TS. So execution rate will be then we'll define the shunt resistance. Then we'll define, so we'll do for the R and L value. So we'll calculate R and L value. So here we'll define the function. So first we'll do some comment. Now we'll define the function. So R value will be defined as the square P divided by S square. So we'll return the R value. Now similarly we'll define for L value. Now it will be defined using Excel. That will be equal to V square Q. For that we have to first multiply this and divide by S square. Now we'll calculate L using Excel. So L will be 2 into np.py. So np is the library file numpy. So we have to first call the library file because it is Python based system. So we have to call the library here. So as you can see that in the script, it is already written here. NumPy module is imported as NP. SciPy module is imported as SP. So this is Python integrated. Python is Python integrated. So we have to call the library of the Python. Now we'll define the constant value. So frequency will be 50 Hertz. Now we'll do for the phase one load calculation. So for calculating the load, RL load, so we have to calculate the R1 L1 and R2 L2 and similarly R3 L3. So for that we'll do the phase load calculation. So for first we'll do the command. So for phase one load configuration, we'll define the P1 power, active power, then power factor, and then we'll calculate the apparent power and the active power so that we can calculate the R and L values. Now power factor will be so now similarly we'll calculate the apparent power, so which will be equal to now Q1 will be so for calculating the Q1 it will be equal to the square root of the S1 square minus Q1 square. So we'll write so for calculating the square root function we have to call first SciPy function. So we'll type here sp dot square root so we have done for phase one calculation. Similarly we'll do for phase two calculation. So we'll copy all this and we'll paste it below. So we'll change the name only because this is balanced load. So P2 and P3 all power will be same.
cast area plus 1 by 1 plus cast area equal to 1.
Yes. Yes, someone has inquiry. Hello. So we have done for the load configuration. Now for measuring the load values, we have to first define the voltages at node 4 so that we can calculate the R and L values. So this is reference value we are taking here. Now we'll calculate the R and L value. So for that we'll define so similarly we'll calculate R2 and R3. So for R2 we'll change the values here. So this will be V2, this will be T2, now we'll do for the L1, L2 and L3. So we'll paste here, we'll change the name L, and this is for calculating L, and this is Q1. Now we'll copy this, we'll paste it below. So now we have done for the load calculation. Now we'll save this setting. Now we'll start the compilation. So we'll choose the compile and open model in startup app. So it start compiling. It will take some time because we are running on offline mode, not using any hardware device. So it will take some time. So regarding this modeling, if anyone has any query, so you can ask.
Hello.
Yes. Just,
Hello, sir.
hmm,
Hello, sir. I
yeah,
have query. Sir,
yeah.
whatever the controllers, whatever the schemes you are explaining, that will be applicable for only conventional controllers. Then what about intelligent controllers? As a research scholar, I want to work with intelligent controllers. So how this software will be helpful to us to work with the intelligent controllers?
So what type of controller you want to create? So here this is 4 node system. So basically it is based on the IEEE standard. So here we are just only demonstrating you so that you can understand how to use this software to model this kind of system. Like if you want to work on the different types of models, so here we have the other examples model. So you can go to that and you can see in the power system we have distance protection relay. So you can see the other example model and you can understand how you can utilize this software in your particular field of area.
Sir, my question is whether this software is applicable for intelligent controllers or not.
Yeah, this software is applicable because this is Python based, so you can do whatever you want. So you can like use script editor here. Let me show you.
Hmm.
So you can design, you can like use scripting here.
Sajjad, एक second. Sajjad, एक
Okay.
second. Ma'am, you can use any intelligent controller with this one, like fuzzy logic, neural network, genetic algorithm, artificial intelligence, whatever the kind of controller you want to develop, you can utilize here. And also means signal processing components are given, and also the options are given to develop algorithms, so that you can use the codes to develop particular algorithm, like the techniques which you want to develop, particular optimization or algorithm techniques or other intelligent techniques, and you can utilize to control your system.
Okay, sir.
And,
Okay.
and not only in schematic, in fact, means in schematic editor, you need to write your codes into C. And if you want to use Python, that also you can use, because we are having a scripting in Python, so that you can utilize. And another one method is available, that is API. So through API also you can communicate with other languages and other softwares, and in fact other intelligent devices also. With that one you can communicate. Okay. So a lot of options are there. First, just go through with the basics, and then go in depth. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for answering the question.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I hope you get the answer. So you can see the compilation report. here. Hello. If anyone has queries, then you can ask. Otherwise, you can turn off your mic. So after comparison, it is.
The voice is not audible, sir.
I'm not audible. Hello. Am I audible?
Your voice is not audible.
Am I not audible to all of you?
Sajjad, you're audible. I think,
It-
sir, kindly
It is
check your
audible,
internet
sir.
connection.
Please check your connection.
Yes,
I think I'm audible.
Audible, sir, audible.
Yes, sir, it is
So,
audible.
sometimes your internet connection goes wrong, so you have to check your internet connection if sometimes it happens. So we'll load model to virtual device because we are not connected to any field device right now. So we'll select this load model to virtual device. So it is loading our model. So first it build model in the virtual environment, then it configure our model, then we start building the model into the SCADA panel. So it will take time because we are running on the offline mode. That's why it's taking time. So if you are connected to any hardware device, then it will automatically connect to that hardware device. Yes.
Hello. Yeah, hello, sir. I have a doubt that you have designed the IEEE 4 bus system, right? So one of my PhD scholar, she is working on 33 bus system, 64 bus system on phasor measurement. So I just want to know that how can I design in this software the 64 bus system, 117 bus system, the higher bus system. So is it possible to design all the higher bus systems?
Yes, it is possible. Here in the example model, it is already designed IEEE 33 bus system. So we'll show you that IEEE
Okay.
33 bus system, and you can design furthermore.
And another
Yes.
one thing means I have used for the machine learning. I am using the R software, right? Just like the Python, R software is there. So can it will be interfaced to the R software so that I can model the IEEE bus system so that I can interface to the machine learning. And just one of your guy, he just saying that. It is supports the optimization techniques and the means nonlinear control systems, fuzzy logic, artificial intelligence, then machine learning. So it can be interfaced to that other software so that I can got the result and all the things just like the MATLAB and LabVIEW.
Yeah, you can integrate with MATLAB. Here you can we have the option. You can integrate with MATLAB and.
Sajjad, एक second. Sajjad, एक second. Yeah, you can integrate R programming language with this one through using API, and some other options are also there. Not only R, in fact, you can communicate with different programming languages also.
Okay. So if you have no objection, so can you show me that this API so that I can
I
interact
think
with the R
the
and
idea
Python?
is within 5 days. Within 5 days, it's very impossible to show you each and everything. So my suggestion is explore by yourself, and if you are having some different queries, so connect with us in mail so that we can reply. Otherwise, the schedule and presentation is not going to complete. In fact, we are just letting you know the basics first.
Okay.
Without having idea about particular software, you are not able to work with this software. So please go through with the basics first, and then go apply your own area of means your models related to your area into this one. I am again saying this thing today. Yesterday also I have told you people that please go through with the basics first. Otherwise, you will find difficulty to work with this one.
Okay, thank you.
Is it okay, sir?
Okay, thank you.
You can contact us in mail hill.support@coff.com. I will let you know each and everything. In fact, how we can communicate, how we can do that, how we can this everything I can let you know. But now Sajjad is telling you it's a very simple and very basic model. Okay, and if you explore the examples, I don't think you have seen the example models available in the software, and I don't think you have
Yeah,
installed the software.
yeah, I have installed that software. That's the demo version. You have just given the link. I have installed that, but I have seen all the details, and it is just like the MATLAB, and I think it is easier for me. But I just want to know that is it the interfacing any means other softwares,
Sir,
and
multiple
just I
things you
just
can
want to.
do with this one. Multiple things
Okay.
you can do with this one, and nowadays all the softwares means most of the softwares and programming languages are able to communicate together. Okay, because not only it's about the Typhoon Hill or MATLAB or PSCAD or some other software. Most of the softwares are coming. They are and they are providing facility to communicate with other softwares and other programming languages also. So that is also available with the Typhoon Hill also, and the Typhoon Hill is actually based on Python language. Fine, that's why it is this software is little bit faster because most of the modules are pre-compiled. Okay, so a lot of things are there. I will let you know each and everything when the things are going to come, and at the fifth day I am going to deliver my talk. So at that time I will answer all your questions.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So now we are going to create the panel here. So for creating the panel, first we have taken the group panel here. So group from the, we have taken one group. So in that group, we have taken one gauge and the some digital display so that we can display the value which we have taken in the phase calculation node in the node calculation. So we'll select the signal according to that, and we'll select the signal for capture scope so that we can get our signal. So first we'll add the signal in the capture scope. So here we'll add the signal node 2 v1. Similarly, we'll so we have to add the signal. So all these node voltages will be on the viewport 1. So we have provided here only 4 viewports. So we can select more than one viewport in more than one signal in one viewport. So we'll similarly select other signals here so that we can get the signals. So now we'll calculate for node 4. So here node 1 v1. Similarly, we'll copy the signal. Hello. So similarly, we'll add all the signals here. So this will be on the viewport 3, and similarly for node 4 current, so this will go on the viewport 4. So we have added all the signals here. Now if you want to add more signals, you can add more signals. Now we'll do the settings for macro. So this macro is used here. It will be used for initializing our script. So we'll just click on that and we'll change the setting to on start. So here we are using this macro widgets to initialize the source setting. So here in the source, like you can see that in the model control, we have model control source here. So either we can change the source setting from here, or we can do one more thing. We can use slider, or we can initialize our values, source values, so that whenever we start the simulation, it will automatically take that value. So we'll change the name here, initialization. Now we'll do the setting. So for that, we'll go to the source and we'll insert the code. So here, after inserting the code, so you can see that here the code is inserted. L.set source sine waveform. So we have to provide the source value. So we'll change the RMS value here. So we want that initially it will take the RMS value 7200, and frequency will be 60 Hz, because we have taken the 60 Hz frequency in the model initialization. So now we'll save the setting. Now we'll say we have saved setting. Now we'll close it. Now similarly, we'll do the setting for the group. So we'll change the name of the group is node 1. Now we'll do for the node setting. So we'll change the gauge name. This is for the power measurement. So we'll write the active power and we'll add the signal. So here the signal will be. So we have the different options here. You can see that we have update rate. So in the update rate, we can select different update rate: 250, 500, and 1000. If we select 250, it will take 4 data in 1 second. If we select 500, then it will take 2 data in 1 second. And if we select 1000, it will take 1 data in 1 second. So now we have data type. In the data type, we have analog signals and expression. So in the analog signal, we have to select analog signal, and in the expression, we have to provide the code. So now I'll select the expression. So for expression, we'll go to the edit encoder. We'll view the API wizard so that we can insert signal. We'll go to the other command and we'll write the node 1 power. So we'll insert the code. So display value will be, we'll change 002, and that will insert the signal. Now here you can see that we have the node 1 power. Now we want to measure this power in kilowatt. So we'll do one thing, we'll divide by 1000. Hello. So now one more thing we have to do, we'll change the display unit kilowatt. We'll go to advanced setting and we'll change the minimum and maximum value here. So minimum will be same, will it be 0 and maximum will be 8000. Now similarly we'll go to editing folder and we'll save the setting. Now we'll add the signal to the digital display. So we want to measure first V1 RMS. So now we'll add the signal. Node 1 V1 RMS. Now we'll click OK. Now similarly, this is for V1 phase. Now we'll add signal. So in this way, we have to select all the signals. So now we'll select for V2 RMS. This is for V2 phase. So we have done for the RMS and phase calculation of the voltage. Now we'll similarly do for the current. So this is for I2 RMS. So now we have connected all the signal for node 1. So if we want to similarly do for node 2, node 3, node 4, So what we can do, we can just copy this one and we can paste there. So now we can do that. And similarly, what we can do, so I'll take only for node 1 and node 4. Other you can do as per your requirement. So we'll change here. We'll change only the node. Other signal will remain same. So we have done for the node 1 and node 4. Now we'll start the simulation. So we have all the signals. Now we can observe the signal in capture and scope mode. So in the capture and scope mode, so this is the scope mode. So here the signal is in the running mode. Now if we want to capture the signal, so we can go to the capture here. So we'll select the capture. In the capture, we have to import the setting first. So first we'll import the setting which we have taken in the scope mode. So we'll select yes. So all the signal will be added, which we have added in the scope mode. Now for capturing this signal, we have like options here. Either we can use trigger or we can use force trigger. So if we use the trigger, so we have to stop the signal, and if we use the force trigger, it will automatically stop. So automatically it will stop after this time interval. So we have to provide the time interval for which time interval we want to capture the signal. So if you have to capture this signal for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or whatever the requirement, so according to that you have to provide the time interval, and according to that you have to provide the sample rate. So you can provide the sample rate from 100 sample per second to 1 mega sample per second. Now we'll capture the signal for 0.1 second. Now we'll start the first trigger. So you can see that it is capturing the signal. So now if you want to capture the signal from very beginning of the simulation start, so what we have to do, we have to first stop the simulation. Then we start the first trigger. Then we'll start the simulation. So like this, it will capture the signal from very beginning of the simulation. Like you can see that it is starting from very zero. So anyone has any query regarding this, you can ask. So in this similar way, you can design node 3 and node 2 and node 3. So we have already designed node 1 and node 4. So any query regarding this, you can ask, or we can further move for IEEE 33 bus system. No query, I think we have to move for IEEE 33 bus system. So here you can see that this is IEEE 33 bus system. So here in this IEEE 33 bus system, which is a standard system shown here, which consists of 33 bus and 32 lines, obviously, and has a voltage of 12.66 kilovolt, which is connected to constant impedance load. So let me zoom a little bit so that you can see that. So let me show you one node. I think now it is visible to you. I think now you can easily. So here in the IEEE 33 bus system, the transmission line is used here. The transmission line which is used is RS section transmission line, which is simplified model of an overhead transmission line. Let me double click on that. So you can see that this is an RS section transmission line, which is a simplified model of an overhead transmission line. Here you have to only provide the uh, parameters. You have to provide only number of phases and resistance per kilometer, inductance per kilometer, and the cable length. So here the cable length is used is 1 kilometer. So in the R section transmission line, here in every transmission line, the cable length is used 1 kilometer. So after that, here for every node, first measurement component block is used, which is 3-phase meter. So here 3-phase meter is used to measure the voltage and current. So here you can see that this is the 3-phase meter, which is present in the microgrid component library block. So you can use this 3-phase component block, and this is the constant impedance. So let me show you. This is constant impedance, and here the nominal frequency is provided F, which is data defined in the model initialization. Connection type is used star, enabled the neutral connections, and it is set as a balanced 3-phase load. So the 3-phase load is nominal 3-phase line voltage is taken is 2.66, and the load parameters which is defined in the model initialization. So we'll show you. So let me show you the model initialization. So here you can see that the frequency is defined and line-to-line voltage is also defined here, and execution rate and every load of the different nodes are defined here in the model initialization. So for that, power, active power and active power defined and then calculated using this active power and reactive power. And the branch parameters also defined here. So you can see that. So this is all defined in the model initialization. Now, this as this is a 33 bus system, so transmission line having core coupling, which is used the transmission line TLM core coupling. Let me show you one. So this is the TLM core coupling, 3-phase transmission line core coupling device, which is used here to divide the circuit into sub-circuit so that it will be simulated on the separate core of a single phase single hill device. So as the single device having a capacity limit, so it can be the capacity of like one hill 402 device. One core can simulate up to 20 bus. So that's why we have to divide the circuit. So that's why the core coupling, transmission line core coupling is used here. So in this model, the main component is like we have the grid, and then we have the transmission line all along, and we have the constant impedance load, and then we have the meters here. So for meter here, what let me first show you. So this is for the meter. 3-phase meter is used, and this 3-phase meter is used for the measurement of the current and measurement of the all the signals. And after that, this meter split is used to capture the signal into the SCADA panel. So here it is used meter split so that you can capture the different RMS and phase values. So this is all about the IEEE 33 bus system. So you can observe this system. Only you have to go to the file and you have to open the example model. In the example model, you have to go to the power system, and you have different power system models here. So you have distance protection relay, IEEE 4 node system. For other, like you can do the simulation for step up, like I have simulated for step down balanced load. You can simulate for step up unbalanced, as well as for star connection. So you can do for that. And here IEEE 13 node test feeder also there, and you can use here it is like you can see that IEEE 33 bus system are present and other models are present. So you can see how it is working. So in the example model, you can observe the all the power system example model. So now let me compile this. It will take too much time because this model is very big. First, let me close this. Not starting this in compilation. It's a really complex model, so it will take more time in compilation. So you can observe the signal, and you have to open the model in the startup panel, and then you have to observe the startup panel how it is working. So you have to compile after the compilation, the model will be loaded to the startup panel, and you have to you have to run the simulation, and you have to just provide the source settings. You can go to the model settings control, and you have to control the model settings, and then you can observe the IEEE 33 bus system how it is working. So let it compile first. Any query up to this you can ask. While it is compiling, we can discuss the query. So no query. I think IEEE 4 node system is very simple model, so I think you don't have any query regarding that. So if someone has any query regarding anything, you can ask. So model is stuck. So I think I have told you regarding this IEEE 33 bus system. So if you have any query regarding the IEEE 33 bus system, you can ask, because this model is not compiling right now. It is like schematic editor is not working, like it's hanging because of some issue in my PC. So you can just open this model in your PC and you can observe the model. If you have any query regarding that, you can mail us, or you can just send us mail, and you can further ask about that. So I think it's all about the today. So if you have any query regarding that, you can ask, or we can end, or we'll end this session. So I think there is no query left. So I'll hand over the session to sir.
Thank you,
Because
Sajja. Thank you for the session. Actually, the 33 bus system is quite heavy model, so it's better. You should open it on your laptop. The software download link has been already provided with the license key. So better you should explore the software, and if you face any kind of issues, any kind of queries, you can contact us via mail, or you can contact us directly with the WhatsApp group also. You can post your queries, and rest regarding the macro demonstration, we will demonstrate tomorrow. Okay, so that's all for today, and we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the session, and thank you, Sajjad, also.
thank you, sir. Thank you all for attending the session. Thank you all. We'll meet the same time tomorrow. So thank you.